Good evening and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM news update. Today, Friday, the 17th day of February 2023. And the time is 1 minute past the hour of 6. Martin Ifanshuku Ekezie is my name. The headlines: CBN orders banks to collect old 500 naira, 1000 naira notes. Autumn finally endorses Obi, rates him above Atiku. Our 22 years royalty to PDP unprofitable. Enugu traditional rulers tell Atiku. Hoodlums swap on POS operators in Anambra, cut away money, phones at gunpoint. Delta elections, APC allegations, appeals for quick aid. Now, details. CBN orders banks to collect old 500 naira, 1000 naira notes. The Central Bank of Nigeria has ordered banks to start collecting the old 500 naira and 1000 naira notes from the public with immediate effect. It, however, pegged the maximum amount the banks can collect at 500,000 naira. The CBN maintained that the old currencies were no more legal tender. A source from the bank said the CBN ordered the banks to collect the monies instead of going to the CBN office following difficulties encountered in getting access to the bank. The CBN official said, "Go to your bank, but fill out the form before you go. Go with the reference code you generate. With your code, banks will collect it from you. But if it is more than 500,000 naira, you will go to the CBN and deposit it." Earlier, the CBN opened a portal on its website and made it mandatory for those willing to return old notes to fill and generate a code. On Thursday, the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele ordered the banks to make the old 200 naira notes available to Nigerians. This was after the president, Major General Muhammad Buhari, retired, said that the old 200 naira notes would be legal tender till April 10th, 2023, while urging Nigerians to deposit their old 500 naira and 1000 naira notes with the CBN. However, protests which had been rocking different states over the scarcity of the new naira notes made the CBN order banks to collect higher denominations after meeting with banks leaders. Autumn finally endorses Obi, rates him above Atiku. Governor Samuel Autumn of Benue State have finally laid to rest weeks of speculations as he openly threw his weight behind the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. Obi, who was supposed to be a guest at a town hall meeting attended by stakeholders across the 276 council wards of Benue State, organized by the Inter-Party Advisory Council (IPAC) in support of Obi Dati presidential ambition in Makurdi, couldn't be physically present due to bad weather, which prevented him from flying. But Autumn made a physical appearance at the gathering held at Royal Choice Inn, Makurdi, during which he lauded the qualities of the Labour Party presidential candidate, whom he said was among the top three contenders and remained outstanding candidate who will be able to root out insecurity and unite the country. He said Obi's candidature came at a time when Nigerians must leave out sentiments and save Nigeria by looking at individuals who can lead with the fear of God and provide gainful employment for the youth. The governor therefore called on Nigerians not to vote along party lines, but to consider individuals with credentials, character, competence, educational backgrounds capable to deliver and revamp the socio-economic fortunes of the country. Autumn also said, together, the people must fashion out a new Nigeria that will give the citizens equity, fairness, and justice, as he stressed need for the people to shun all partisan sentiment because the major political parties today had failed the nation. He added that Obi surpasses the other candidates, including Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) by age, capacity, among others. He said he would do the right thing for the country if voted into power, adding, "We all must give him the support to unite Nigeria and solve insecurity challenges in the country." Earlier in the day, the State Commissioner of Information, Culture and Tourism, Mike Inalewu, intimated journalists that the governor directed all members of his cabinet to attend the town hall meeting and to throw their weight behind Obi during the presidential election. Our 22 years royalty to PDP unprofitable, Enugu traditional rulers tell Atiku. Traditional rulers in Enugu State have told the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, that their support and loyalty for the party over the past 22 years have only been rewarded with massive unemployment and insecurity. The PDP have been winning the presidential election, governorship, and other elections in Enugu State since Nigeria's return to democratic rule in 1999. But the traditional rulers told Atiku, who is again asking for their votes as the candidate of his party during his visit to the state, that they have not been duly rewarded for their loyalty to the party. After more than 2 decades of our support for the PDP, Enugu State has only unemployment, insecurity, dehumanization of her indigents by law enforcement officers, and the resultant youth restiveness to show for it. The traditional rulers said in a statement by their chairman, Igwe Lawrence Agubusu. According to them, Enugu has recorded cases of human rights abuses by law enforcement operatives, among others, in spite of the support of the people of the state for PDP in the past 22 years. A factual and undiluted political history of our country's present republic, which teach that the political party known as the PDP was midwifed by eminent and patriotic Nigerians known as the G34. They did this under the leadership of the Second Republic Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Alex Ekweme, an indigene of the Southeast geopolitical zone. Since the inception of PDP, its presidential candidates have always been warmly welcomed by us each time they came hunting for votes. PDP presidential candidates invariably made mouth-watering promises to our subjects, who consequently go and count your teeth with your tongue. Everything considered, our hope for a better Nigeria compels us to remain engaged and pray for peaceful, free, fair, and credible presidential election. We pray that the election produces the best candidate, irrespective of his political party, the statement read. Hoodlums produces the best candidate, irrespective of his political party, the statement read. Hoodlums swap on POS operators in Anambra cut away money, phones at gunpoint. Hoodlums believed to be armed robbers have swapped on point of sales POS centers in Nnobi and carted away unestimated sum of money, cellular phones, laptops, teller machines, among other things. The hoodlums, who moved with Lexus 350 holding gun, stormed the place between 8 and 9 a.m. in the morning. Eyewitnesses said the armed robbers, who wore masks, arrived at the Olutes Communications, a POS operating center, otherwise known as Hope Bank, at Mpo Road Axis, Nnobi Junction, at 8 from victims before leaving for another POS center along Nnewi Road Axis of Nnobi Junction, where they also stole money, handsets, and laptops before leaving through the Okititi Ekulobia Road of the junction. It was not certain that the hoodlums also stormed Nnewi, the commercial industrial town of Anambra, which had allegedly been target of hoodlums because of the conglomerate of banks and other businesses in the area. This is happening amidst the Naira scarcity scourge, which has left Nigerians moneyless and weeping. The police PRO, Anambra State Police Command, Ikenga Tochukwu, did not pick his call when newsmen sought his reaction. However, the police had earlier warned criminals to turn a new leaf or face the wrath of the law, vowing that it will continue to deal decisively with lawbreakers in its continued efforts to protect the lives and properties of citizens in the state. Delta elections, APC alleges plans by PDP to manipulate Bermuda voters accreditation system. The opposition All Progressive Congress, APC, in Delta State yesterday raised the alarm on alleged plan by the ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP, to manipulate the Bermuda voters accreditation system, BVAS, machines in the forthcoming presidential and governorship elections slated for February 25th and March 11, respectively. Delta State APC Publicity Secretary, Mr. Valentine Onojego, at a press conference in Warri, said top members of the ruling party had been holding clandestine meetings with some officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in the state to perfect plans of manipulating the Bermuda voters accreditation system machines to the advantage of their party. He said a petition in which information about the alleged plan of the ruling party had been submitted to the national headquarters of INEC in Abuja, as well as the heads of all the security agencies. Mr. Onojego, who was flanked by two officials of the party, declared, "We are not taking this issue lightly. We want the INEC and heads of security agencies to investigate our petitions immediately." The PDP agents are also presently in Abuja working with unscrupulous INEC officials, so we want the INEC boss to take urgent steps and stop their moves. We want credible, free, and fair elections in the state. The APC spokesman also alleged that the ruling party planned to use APC branded vehicles to cause mayhem before the next week elections in an attempt to tarnish the image of the party. The branded vehicles, made in semblance of colors and logos of the APC, are hidden in the premises of the Premium Trust Bank. Along Miriam Babangida Way, Asaba, the bank is believed to belong to the Okowa family. The intention of Okowa and the PDP is to use these vehicles for thuggery, inflict harms and injuries on innocent citizens in order to bring public opprobrium and hate upon APC as we approach general elections, he alleged. Now we move over to the mess in Karamahas, a city near the quake's epicenter, but hopes of finding survivors had largely faded. Many in the affected zones are facing a dire emergency as they try to pick up the pieces in freezing conditions without food, water, and toilets, raising the specter of from diseases. The needs are enormous. People are suffering, and there is no time to lose, said United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres in a statement calling for funds to help the victims. He said the contributions will provide humanitarian relief for 3 months to 5.2 million people. The money would allow aid organizations to rapidly scale up vital support, including in the areas of food security, protection, education, and water and shelter, he added. I urge the international community to step up and fully fund this critical effort in response to one of the biggest natural disasters of our times. Officials and medics said 38,044 people had died in Turkey and 3,688 in Syria from the February 6th tremor, bringing the confirmed total to 41,032. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has pushed back hard against accusations that his government plundered in its response to the country's deadliest natural disaster of modern times. The Red Cross on Thursday more than tripled its emergency funding appealed to over $700 million. This is where we draw the curtains on news updates on Ebona at the 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. CBN orders banks to collect old 500 naira, 1000 naira notes. Autumn finally endorses Obi, rates him above Atiku. Our 22 years royalty to PDP unprofitable. Enugu traditional rulers tell Atiku. Hoodlums swap on POS operators in Anambra, cut away money, phones at gunpoint. Delta elections, APC alleges plans by PDP to manipulate Bermuda voters accreditation system. Turkey Syria death toll passes 41,000 as United Nations appeals for quick aid. You just listened to news update on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. News produced and read by Martin Ifeanyi Ekezie. Thank you for listening. Once again, good evening. So thank you. Just click the like button, subscribe as well, and then share the video. You know that go for her. So basically, you and I will be having this conversation. Thank you so much for joining. Yes.